Hello, Elvis fans. This is Pam, and I'm back. I just want to let you know a little bit about me, who I am, and where I came from, and why I suddenly jump up into the Elvis world, making a reaction channel to Spa Guy, and even, giving my opinions on the Smiths. Go home! I live in Northwest Indiana. Okay, I live right outside Chicago in a city called Hammond, Indiana. Okay, I have a dog named Hercules, as you'll see, as it pines on me. I live in a very urban city, probably not your average, probably not so unlike maybe Memphis. I used to live in Gary, Indiana, so that's why I took great offense to what Spa Guy said about people going to places. A lot of bad is done and said in, when they're talking about areas and, not every area, not every person in an urban area, like an area where, let's say not predominantly upper middle class or even middle class is bad. I mean, yeah, Gary, Indiana has its struggles. Yes, it does. And Gary, Indiana was home to Michael Jackson. So, people did trek to Gary, Indiana to see 2100 Jackson Street, okay? And 9 times out of 9 times probably nothing happened. Things went okay as long as you mind your business and you don't mind somebody else's. You don't get into other people's, you don't step on people's toes, let's just say. That's how I live my life where I live. I am 60 years old. I haven't been a Elvis fan all my life. I was 15 years old when he died. I always thought he was good looking. Always. I always thought he was like the most handsomest man ever. But really wasn't into his older songs until I was about 44, 45 years old. I went to a Elvis tribute artist show. And maybe around 40, I went to a show with a friend of mine from work, and his music resonated inside of me. It just like, oh my God, the words of his songs. And I was going through a pretty depressing time in my life. I really, really was. And he brought a lot of happiness to me. And really, his music kept me from, feeling so alone. I am quite alone. I have 2 children and, they're adults and that's that. And no, my children are not Elvis fans. Nobody in my family really is. I am the one. I go to Elvis Tribute Artist contests all the time. I've been to Memphis about 4 times. And enjoyed it every time. Unfortunately, I've never gotten to go by myself. Every time I went, everybody thought they wanted to go with me. And I explained to them, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I want to go. I want to enjoy the music. I want to stay there. I don't want to go shopping. I don't want to, although I've been to Sun, I went to Sun Records. I went to where Martin Luther King was killed. I went to just different things. But my one and only really focus was I wanted to go to Graceland. And I wanted to do everything. I wanted to go to Tupelo. But my time never really was at where I had time to do that. Because basically the one thing I wanted to do is go to the contest. Because I really, really do enjoy these contests, okay? So, I don't consider, I know they're not Elvis, but it's something for me to do, okay? And I don't need any assistance. I don't need nobody to do it with me. And once you go to a couple of them, you begin to know a few people there, and you get, you're not so alone. So, at any rate, I do enjoy Elvis and everything that it entails. I have every intention of going next year. I'm making strides to do it, and I will. I'll be in Memphis next year. In fact, the day that they open where you can buy the tickets is the day I'm going to buy my ticket. It's just going to happen, and I'm planning it right now. I'm not new to the YouTube world whatsoever. I'm really not. I've had channels, I make videos, and I don't do that so much anymore. I found that I kind of aged myself out of that. The reaction channels, is what we do is we give reactions to videos and we give our opinion, and it opens up things for conversation. Okay. I don't intend on insulting anybody. I just give my opinion and what I think. So when I saw Spa Guy, I was quite insulted because it seemed like for what he was professing to love. He was showing so much, it was self-serving. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe everything he said happened to him, but it didn't happen that same day or that same trip. It was like separate trips. If we put everything bad together and made a video, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, this happened to me, then it does make it look bad. But if one thing happened to you, then something else happened to you, you have to be clear when you make a video. So I was quite offended because I don't live in one of these upper middle class areas. You can see this is not the prime of anything. This could very well be Memphis. It could very well be any inner city lower class neighborhood. I don't consider myself poor. I don't break the law. I have very high morals, and I do what I do. Okay. I live my life, and I don't step on anybody's toes. Now, with that being said, I did feel like my toes were being stepped on because, all it takes is one person, and the wrong person to read that, like my family, my husband, or, to read that, even though I'm been separated for many, many years, you shouldn't go to Memphis by yourself. I walk the street, I walk around, I walk my dog, as you can see, on a daily. I drove through Gary, Indiana on a daily. I did what I do on a daily. I fear nobody because they say God's with you, but God does give you the sign, and then it's for you to truthfully, it's for you to take that sign and do with what you need to do. Protect yourself, be careful, and I would say that's anywhere. I mean, maybe Spa Guy lives in a very, very protected, but nothing is 100%. You're never 100% safe anywhere. Anywhere you go, there's always a chance that something might happen. But when he said that, I was like, man, you make all these videos and you make it so appealing. And his videos are very good. I've never said I didn't like his videos. In fact, I think I reiterated, I love his videos. I love Billy and Joe Smith's videos, and I love Spot Guy's videos. I do. I think everybody's 100%? No. Do I think a lot of it is just, a little bit by memory, a little bit by hope that's true. But I do love that he puts the effort into it, and I respect that. I just did not respect that after everything that Memphis has, and so he said, meant to him, he just degraded it so badly, and with no forethought to say, well, maybe I am taken away from somebody's business. Maybe the lady who works at maybe Graceland, or the lady who works at these Marlowe's restaurant or anything will lose her job because I drive business away. People don't realize words are power, and the word of mouth spreads like wildfire, and I didn't like that. I like Billy and Joe Smith. I really do. And I was wrong, and when I said, well, maybe that's why. I don't know why Priscilla didn't pursue a relationship with Billy and Joe Smith. I don't know why. To me, it seems like they were the closest thing to Elvis besides Lisa Marie. It seemed like Elvis really loved Billy. He kept him around. And that's a great thing. And right there you have a wealth of history and knowledge. But if they're not saying what you want to hear, then people do get a little upset in what they hear. But I do want to apologize in saying that, because you know what? Nobody really knows why people do the things that they do and why they turn their back on people. Sometimes it's just too hard to believe, maybe, and sometimes it's a whole different thing that we have no business knowing, and that's true. But the only thing that I'm really, going to continue talking about is the relationship, or the words that Spa Guy said. I ask you, Spa Guy, to apologize for what you said, because not apologize, but take back, because you came to Memphis, you started a business in Memphis, it was good enough for you before all this happened. Then all of a sudden it wasn't good enough for you. And I think what you did is you stepped on somebody's, dreams of coming there, and you put fear in people's head. And I don't like fear mongers. I understand that everything isn't 100%. We don't live in an ivory world. Things do happen. You mentioned about Black Lives Matter, and they wrote on the walls. Well, they wrote on everywhere. They went everywhere. Where I live, they did it. Where in Chicago, they did it. And on Michigan Avenue, and it's a posh area. They did it in good places, bad places. They did it everywhere. Do I agree? No. But did it happen? Yes. But don't pull up every sin that has ever happened in a place just to get your story out. You will hear a lot more from me, not necessarily about this. Hopefully, Spot Guy will, either take down the video or clarify himself. I think he owes that to the people who watch him. The people who are pro what he's saying probably aren't thinking about the people who come who are new, and the older people who might have been saving up to go to Memphis, and all of a sudden he kind of like stepped on their dream. This is what I want to do. I don't think that's a good thing, not at all. But anyways, thank you for your time, and if you can, like and subscribe, It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. This is a new channel of mine, and I want it to grow. I will make videos on the daily, sometimes 2 or 3 a day. Who knows? Whatever I come up with watching. I will react to some of Billy, not to Billy's, but to Spa Guy's videos, and maybe even to Billy's. I don't know. I don't say anything hurtful. I don't mean to. I just ask questions and react to what I hear. I don't play anybody's videos in the background. I don't do that. That's your business. I don't do it. But you have a great day and stay well and be careful. Bye.